Before there was a you. Before here was a place. Before there was even a before. There was only what roams in the shadows. The unnameable, the untamable, the unattainable. A blast of energy made the cosmos tremble, and a soundless light reached the borders of existence. The engines began to turn. Incandescent globes of fire and ice crashed, collided, and scattered away. Somewhere, out there, drifting amongst the void of what is and what isn't. In a blue speck of dust, lost in an ocean of indifferent and ever-expanding darkness, something came to be. Membraneless cells crafted themselves out of water and air. No will, just carbon, nitrogen, sulfur, and pulsating limbs. Slowly, over time, it became more than the sum of its parts. It gained sensation, it gained sight, it gained thoughts. It became more than itself. Then came the big competition. The big ones ate the smaller ones. The smaller ones ate the smallest ones, and so on for a couple millennia. Some were lucky, some were not. Some evolved into a pigeon or a goat. Some were left behind to rot. The competition was over, and we won. Early men discovered the wheel, the knife, and the routes of the stars. They learned to abstract the essence of things and hide it within doodles of chalk. They uttered nonsense, and little by little, word after word, another creature emerged, one of our own confection, a mirror to our own imperfection. Like ants drawn to sugar, words formed endless paths and twisted lines while they sought the source of meaning. They attained a material form and invaded every corner of the earth. They hid away in quiet corners, appealing mostly to bold men in tunics who worshipped an unnameable deed. They followed mankind wherever he went. To monasteries in the Himalayas, the pillars of Greek temples, and throughout the Silk Route. Nurtured from men's vanities and hidden desires, from his craving for beauty and power that knows no limits. It ventured as well across the Pacific Ocean. When Columbus stumbled upon a land he decided was India, tyranny, murder, and disease became the general rule in a once thriving empire. Tradition, wisdom, essential knowledge were lost forever. Over its ashes, we built this. We called it civilization. Billions were born and cities were burnt. The British perfected tea, pocket watches, and machines to replace humans. Atom-fueled flowers bloomed in Japan. Bars of soap were mass-produced in Germany, and the Soviet utopia came to its logical conclusion. Apollo and Dionysus kept on performing their ancestral dance. Everything, so that you could come into existence, here and now. It only took an orgasm, and just like that, you were dropped into the world. Before you, a lot has been going on, so you need to catch up. There's Shakespeare, and rainy days, and instant noodles, and Bob Dylan, and 90s sitcoms, and YouTube, and boxes of tangerines, and the foam that forms on a steaming cup of coffee on a cold February morning. Ocean tides rise and fall with the breathing of the moon. A mantis preys on a grasshopper with vacant eyes, and a mother screams desperately after losing her child. This is the kind of world we live in. No right, no wrong, but somewhere in between. We are the best and the worst that has walked upon this planet. Outside the cities are mass production meat factories creeping with immigrant workers. The same cities that host bacanceros and shelters for the homeless. Homes and offices stand side by side, filling skyscrapers that reach even higher than Gothic cathedrals ever could, to worship the new god, money. But not everything is cold concrete. There's also the Louvre, or Venice, or mango sticky rice with rambutan in a Thai marketplace. There are people who care for street animals and burned victims that learn how to smile again. There are rapists and alcoholics who recover, and there are those who choose to trust rather than to fear. There is loss and disease and dictators and ignorant assholes, and it feels like the world might be ending, but the burning sensation of a bittersweet tear running down your cheek will always remind you that you're alive. And it's worth it. The world is before you, so go be a part of it before you're gone.